The media back at it, blaming President Trump for the fallout between Qatar and its neighboring countries. Instead, here's what they're doing. They're downplaying Qatar's embrace of terror groups like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and the Muslim Brotherhood. That's why the 5 Mideast countries, including Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, cut off ties with Qatar. It's because of that. This morning, the president responded via Twitter, writing this, quote, "During my recent trip to the Mideast, I stated there can no longer be funding for radical ideology. Leaders pointed to Qatar. Take a look." So we did look. Here's what the president said during his Mideast trip.
As we deny terrorist organization control of territory and populations, we must also strip them of their access to funds.
Joining me now, former Nixon speechwriter, economist Ben Stein. Good to see you, Ben.
Honored to be here, as always.
Love having you.
My ear was itching.
That's fine. What are your thoughts on the media downplaying Qatar's embrace of terror groups?
Well, this whole area is so complicated. There's so many twists and turns. One hardly knows where to look for an explanation for anything. But one thing I think we must remember is that the U.S. has quite a large military base in Qatar. So I think we want to be a little delicate in how we handle it. On the other hand, clearly they're playing footsie with Iran, which is nobody's friend, nobody decent's friend, and I don't think we want to be embracing that. So it's terribly complicated, but the idea basically in the media is blame everything on Trump. Just blame every damn thing on Trump. That's the way the media plays it nowadays. Blame everything on Trump. No matter what, if a sparrow falls, blame it on Trump. If this is not going to amount to a hill of beans in the world of reality, but the media will use it to attack Mr. Trump.
Yeah, but there's diplomatic issues at play, Ben, right? I mean, this gotcha politics that's going on in D.C., it goes on a cycle. You know, politicians know that the media likes gotcha politics, and they say they do gotcha politics things to get booked, and they're just slamming the president, but the people are being misinformed.
But look, here's what I'm trying to say. There are 2 parallel universes in operation. There's the media universe and the buzzwords around Washington and New York and San Francisco and Seattle. That's one universe. Then there's the universe of reality. In the universe of reality, a tiff with Qatar, between Qatar and among Qatar and the other Gulf states is not going to matter at all.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
In the media, they will play it up. They will play it up because it's a way of attacking Trump. Anything will be used to attack Trump. The real goal of the media is not to accomplish anything. It is to demonize and humiliate Trump. Anything that comes across their radar screen is immediately converted to fodder against Trump. And this will be the same thing. Qatar is a big, rich country. I mean, it's small geographically, but a very rich country. We have a lot of ties with it. It's not going to be the end of our ties with it. It's not going to be the end of the rest of the world's ties with it. All it is fodder for the media to attack Trump. That's all.
The backdrop, possibly, to why those Mideast countries, including Bahrain, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, cut off Qatar. New reports say Qatar paid $1 billion in ransom to Iranian and Al-Qaeda-linked forces in Syria to free members of the Iranian royal family, the royal family of Qatar. They were taken hostage.
The Qatar royal family.
I mean, but that's the backstory too. Why these countries cut off ties to Qatar because of behavior like this. And where's the media on that story?
Well, imagine, if you will, All My Children or some other gigantically popular soap opera, only everyone on the soap opera has $1 trillion, and they're all fighting and feuding with each other all the time. That's the Mideast. And we get involved in a little tiny bit of a way, then we get our noses bloodied and we back out, then we get back in. But none of it is going to matter in the global fight against ISIS or the global fight against Islamic terrorism. It's only going to matter because it adds fuel to the fire in the media against Mr. Trump. Yes, it's probably bad that $1 billion ransom was paid, but $1 billion to them means nothing. $1 billion to them is like me buying a pizza at Domino's is for me. It's just, it's all, the whole story of everything in the media is what can we do to put it to Mr. Trump today and to his administration. That's all that counts. Nothing else is real for the media. But there is a reality, and in reality, we probably did a very smart thing by saying to the Qataris, look, we've got our eye on you, and we want you to tone it down a little bit.